It has come to our attention that in the early years of the 21st century, man was being watched by intelligence greater than theirs, and yet as mortal as their own. Through the chaos, we determine the Fanatics and the Fan.
That's right, folks. You're listening to Fanatics and the Fan. My name is Hawk. Wow. The word of the month is intensity. Yes. Everything is super intense. So much so that I had to bring out the big guns. Please welcome to the show one of my favorite people, our news reporter, our geek news guy, Mr. Larry Light from geekcool.com.
Hey. How's it going, Hawk?
Intense. It has been an intense couple of weeks across the board.
Yeah.
In almost every medium known to man. It's something intense either about to happen or has happened or is happening now. Am I right?
You're right. It feels like Ghostbusters all over again. It's just building up. It's going to explode.
Welcome back to the show from Springfield Steampunk as well as Springfield Hooligans. We still forgive her for that. Hey, Sandy. How are ya?
Good. It is actually Blood, Sweat, and Gears, the Steampunk Coalition of Springfield. You can find it on Facebook. Come join our group.
And they would know a lot about intensity. Has it not been a really intense across the board?
Yes,
intense,
it has.
Right? Just super intense. And welcome back, of course, our movie expert, our TV expert. He's an actor, director,
really?
all around.
Are you going to go with all that?
How you doing, Keith? Has it not been intense? Has it been intense? Is the intense
intense. Also, as a side note, happy birthday to Mr. Jim Steranko, who celebrated his birthday yesterday.
Nice.
To me, one of the architects of the Marvel Comics universe. Mm-hmm. Main man. Can't have it without him. And on top of that, whenever you watch an episode of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
yes,
he's usually on Twitter giving you the 411 on whether or not this actually jives with the stuff that he created. He's totally just on point, one of the funniest guys you can follow on Twitter.
Which literally leads me into the first thing I want to get into.
The new Star Trek series?
That's TV across the board has been intense, no matter where you look.
So we're going in with TV first.
You led me there.
I did? Because we could talk about just Wonder Woman. we could talk about Academy Award winning actress coming to the movie Wonder Woman.
I have, you and I talk a lot during the week about different stuff we watch, and we actually don't always watch the same things. Sometimes we do.
Well, it's just too much.
Right, it's too much. And we divide it and conquer well.
Yeah.
Is there anything you've watched that hasn't been intense?
Ash vs. Evil Dead.
In the last 2 weeks, is there anything that you've watched that hasn't been intense?
Oh, that hasn't been intense?
Everything.
Oh, man. You know what? I could tick a lot of people off, but I'm just going to say no. I'm going to go with the safe answer.
if you look at what I watch,
yeah,
everything, including, and I know not everybody's a fan here lately.
You mentioned Simmons?
Of The Big Bang Theory.
Oh.
But they did some stuff that, and when we talk about intensity, we sometimes talk about bravely doing intense things. These guys are messing with one of their favorite characters. And it's kind of like how Joss Whedon would approach it almost. You're mine, I can mess with you. If you don't like it, get off the pot. But they are just totally screwing with one of their main characters, rightfully so. But even still, it's been intense. Larry, I know that you're a huge TV guy. And folks, if you're not caught up on stuff, stop listening, because we're going to give away spoilers. You're a TV guy, Larry. Is there anything that you've seen that's not been intense?
Well, I'm really liking it, but I wouldn't call it intense. That would be Supergirl. I know people that are hating it, and I understand the reasons why.
Come on, you know somebody that doesn't like it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in this room that don't like it, but
I don't hate it. I'm just not liking it as much.
Right. But it does kind of feel like the beginning of Smallville, where you kind of starting kind of slow and doing Monster of the Week sort of thing. But I wouldn't call that intense. But there's a lot of intensity on TV, that's for sure.
Across the board.
Yeah.
I feel like everything has been just boom, 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 boom. Sandy, I know that you've struggled to stay caught up because there's so much going on.
There's so much, I just can't watch it all. The one I did catch up with, I watched the 2-hour premiere of The Librarians. I know you hate that one, but I really enjoy it.
He just acts. He loves it. He loves that show.
Oh, God, please.
And I love the fact that they've come up with 2 new villains for this season. It's James Moriarty and the wizard from Shakespeare's The Tempest.
Hasn't everybody tried to kill Moriarty at some point? Everybody's used him. Everybody's killed him.
It's the Librarians. You have to have literary figures.
I really believe that Moriarty is like the ultimate bad guy, but stop borrowing from other people's stuff. Mind you, I feel like they destroyed a great series because the movies up to that point have been halfway decent, and then this crap that we've been given.
You are a hater because I actually like the series.
On a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
What's on your? I mean, like I said, it's been intense.
It's look. If you haven't seen Ash versus the Evil Dead, you might as well just turn this off right now. Because I'm telling you, they have made it possible for you to watch this no matter what. They've even put the first episode up online for free, so you can, if you don't have Stars, which you should get, just for this show, you should have it. And it not only for that, but Stars seems to be really going out there to try to get as many programs that really appeal to
a lot of
geeks.
people that are doing that. And of course, we all love Bruce. And anything that Bruce is saying, we're all going to just jump on board.
Bruce and Lucy.
Bruce and Lucy, of course.
And everybody from Renaissance Pictures. This has been a fan. Look, the first episode is directed by Sam Raimi. If that isn't enough to get you to watch the show, then you have to hand in your geek card right now.
Now, does episode 3 take that Spider-Man 3 twist? We're still 2 seasons away. I won't worry about that now.
Okay.
Well, some of that stuff we've already seen in the second Evil Dead remake. So
going into just because I know you're trying at the bit, I can't believe you haven't actually said anything. And 2 weeks ago, when they showed the trailer, the sneak preview for Arrow for this last week, did you jump out of your chair happy? Or do you even know what I'm talking about? Are you that far behind?
no, we talked about it in the last show that we did together. Again, my thing is, I'm a great believer in the fact that when you have a television series that is successful, like, say, I don't know, Buffy, could you replicate that with anybody outside of Joss Whedon? Would it be smart to not have him and his writers involved? If you're shaking your head no, then you understand the predicament that I have with Arrow. Greg Berlanti and his crew have not shown themselves to have gone down that nice dark hallway that we love to go down with the producers and writers of Constantine.
True.
So my thing was, okay, so you basically have the actor and you're going to put him on your show.
Which you said you wanted to see happen.
I said I wouldn't mind seeing happen. I didn't say I was going to like it. I've seen the episode.
Now, did you like the peacock feather
Yeah,
stretching
that was
his back?
nice. That was nice.
I thought that was a great twist.
I'm sure NBC really appreciated that.
Surprised he didn't scratch his butt with it, to be honest.
I was very pleased that he didn't, but I was dying, and I loved it.
That was a long feather. You notice how far down it went. I'm surprised you're saying it. It did go down that far. It was a long feather.
It was a long feather.
How did they get through that scene? That's what I want to know. How did Steven and Emily get through that scene without just busting up laughing?
Well, they're actors.
The outtake reel will be available next year at this time. You can buy the series.
I'm sure they'll send the feather to the powers that be in NBC.
So how do you feel about the almost teenager-ish Mr. Terrific that we've recently introduced to?
You know what? Again, like a lot of things that Mr. Berlanti is attempting to do, I just really am not a fan of doing everything that DC has through his lens of ways of doing things. I don't mind, but I don't believe that he should be the arbiter of what should happen within the DC universe on TV.
Is this character,
Mr. Terrific?
is he even smart enough to be Mr. Terrific? Honestly, because Mr. Terrific was billed to me as what, the third
smartest
man on the planet.
Third smartest man.
Is this kid, okay, first of all, he's a kid. And I've never seen Mr. Terrific young.
This is the answer to that. This is Greg Berlanti's version. This is his vision. This is the way he does things. So if it doesn't happen...
I loved seeing the T-Sphere, I will admit.
Yeah, and a lot of people did. He puts in just enough to get you excited, but not enough to really take you over.
He's got the name, so that's who he is. And that leads me to my first real question.
Yes.
Because Flash, Arrow, and Gotham have introduced us to characters, or hinted at characters, or prepared us for... They've put people in roles already.
Mm-hmm.
We have Caitlin Snow already.
Right.
We have Curtis Holt already.
Yep.
Are we happy with these current choices for the smaller characters like Curtis Holt, Caitlin Snow? I still believe that Caitlin Snow cannot beat Killer Frost.
Too bad.
Although they have hinted at it badly. That wasn't even a good
Here. How about this one? If you actually believe that, then you're one of those people holding out hope for Jon Snow.
Yeah, I truly feel like Caitlin is not the Caitlin that she's played there is not either, or they turned down the whole killer part of Killer Frost.
Or that she has some sort of snap. I mean, you have those psychological snaps in people from time to time that do crazy stuff.
I don't see the actors pulling it off. But the little terrible hint that they had this last week about that. I mean, it was like, oh yeah, by the way, here it comes. If you didn't already know,
right?
She's Killer Frost. I was like, wow. And it was a long speech too, right? To me, it seemed like it was all right, just say it. Get it over.
You know, I will say this. It is hard to do this kind of stuff on TV. Oh, unless you're Marvel on Netflix.
Right on.
That's the other thing I have against, Greg Berlanti and the Supergirl people. They act like they're the only ones doing this. Well, guys, hold on, because in about another 2 weeks, you're about to see how to write women for comic books. Because Jessica Jones will show you how it's done.
Every geek turns their TV to Netflix and stays there for 13 hours.
Yeah. Here's how I feel about Heroes Reborn. Here's my one issue.
Okay.
I've just recently discovered this issue for me.
Okay.
To me.
And wait a minute. That sounds familiar.
You and I have discussed this previously with other things.
Yes.
Every third person doesn't have to be evil or an Evo. Period. And I mean, and if you look at what they've written, the first time around, there were like a handful of heroes.
Right.
Dude, I will say this. Heroes Reborn has not performed the way that I thought it would, but they did build that into the story. That is part of the story. It's not just this world-ending event. It's the fact that the number of heroes are increasing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that's kind of a non-argument. Now, on The Flash, now that's an argument. Every third person seems like they're either a hero or just, not.
What happened? People keep secrets. No one can keep a secret all in the world.
Oh, you mean on Arrow?
On anything.
Well, it is kind of weird that every superhero show, you have to have at least 10 people to know your identity within the first episode. You're like,
yeah,
can you not keep something quiet?
Yeah, Supergirl.
Agreed.
What happened to I have the glasses on, no one can recognize me.
Oh, man, that just kills me.
I mean, Flash's costume actually can conceal his identity.
Yeah.
For the most part. In our day and age, no, it really couldn't.
Yeah.
But if he were to fly by me and I saw him, I wouldn't be able to take him out of the lineup. And yet everybody knows this. Everybody knows this very well.
It's part and parcel of the Greg Berlanti formula. You got to have a secret base. Check. You got to have a team. Check. One person's got to be your computer person. Check. Another person's just there for you to potentially have as a love interest. Check. And everybody's got to know your secret identity. Check, and check.
Yeah. Your secret lair is about as secret as...
So now, and my question, happy that... Is Cisco going to actually be Vibe? Because there's two... correct me if I'm wrong, there's more than one incarnation of Vibe. One vibe just gets the vibes, and one vibe actually vibrates the stuff.
Oh, there's two. That's a nice way of putting it. Look,
I love what they've done